Right, that's how we do. We're talking about
Christ.
France. We're talking about racism. We're talking about funding for our. That was a bit crooked. We're talking about funding for our organisations and how we can go forward and actually really make a change. I know lots of us want to do stuff. I know lots of us have good intentions, but what are the strategies that are needed in this modern day and time for us to be successful? So once again, it's 07539 968 143. Give us a call and we'll have a chat. We're going to continue with this for a little bit, and when we come back off the ad break, we will be discussing feminism.
Yeah.
That's why we've got sisters are in with us today. We will be discussing feminism. I want to have a conversation around just some of the imagery and some of the points that seem to be coming up. I think there was an actress, Zoe, help me here with her name, Zoe Saldana? Saldana, there you go. And she's actually playing Nina Simone in the new film.
Out, yeah.
Okay, right, so the film's out already. And basically she was saying that race wasn't really an issue to her. She switches off when she hears race. However, but sexism, that's the only real, and that's a real issue, but racism isn't. But if you know the history of Nina Simone, race was obviously an issue to her. So how do you get yourself into that character if at the same time you switch off when you hear race? Did you not switch on for the role? Did you not do any research?
But is that why there was such a backlash when she was actually given the role, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, because remember she had the prosthetic nose.
She had because there are many real sisters out here who act. So what they've done is they found a sister that they actually had to dark up and put the nose on in order to make something happen. Looks like we have our first call of the day. Let's see if this one works. I'm going live, people. I'm going Maverick, if I can make it work. There we go, and...
Alright, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, it's Simeon Rhodes.
Simeon, good afternoon to you, sir. What would you like to say?
Good afternoon.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, North London. Yeah, it's just a quick one, yeah?
Yeah.
I was doing some a little bit of research, and what I found out, bro, when people think that our black brothers and sisters are stopped being murdered or killed in America, this is not the case. And the reason being is because the media shut down.
Yeah, I feel you. Go ahead, bro.
What they've done is after the inauguration of Trump, they put some kind of secret ballot in place where they have totally clamped down on showing through the media the lives that are being taken since November last year.
All right, since Trump actually got elected.
I just want to just convey that fact that because you're not seeing it on the TV or through the internet,
Yes.
it's still happening.
No, I understand that, brother. We appreciate your sentiment, and I think we'll talk into that some. But to be honest, it has not stopped in 400 years. It really hasn't. As long as they've been in our company, we have been dying disproportionately. So, yeah, we totally feel what you're saying there, bro.
Yeah, because people believe just because they're not seeing it on the TV anymore or through the internet anymore, it's not happening.
That's right. And I think sometimes we can get desensitized and start to go to sleep. But that's what we're here for. Yeah, that's what we're here for. We're trying to send a little clarion call, blow the trumpet, and wake people up. So thank you very much for your call, Black Man. You keep it locked to Amigo FM. All right, peace. All right, thank you to our brother Simeon Roots there with his points. But like, whenever we talk about like in the time frames of what's happening to us, sometimes I think we forget that like from the minute we met that man, we have been dying and we haven't stopped. We have only really put paid to it when we've gone all out, committed to fight back. But whenever that they're wise. They don't want to take us face to face on the battlefield anymore because they tried that a few times and it wasn't winning. So they came with other ways. They were defeated on the battlefield by Toussaint Louverture and the boys, and decided to, I will call you for a peace conference. That's why you got to be so careful when the white man speak with forked tongue and invite you to a place. Because what did they do when they got him? Put him in jail and close the door and let the man starve to death in jail. So it's never stopped. But we get comfortable. And as brother said, it's not on the TV, so out of sight, out of mind. And then we don't teach our children. And I've always been really like heavy in making sure my children keep these things in the forefront. Don't ever get it twisted. The fight's not up. Because if they don't, and back to what we always talk on with education, you can't educate without purpose. There must be a reason why this learning is important. And what's being given to your children at schools is a lot of disparate facts that actually don't connect to anything, and they don't even understand why. It's not something that they've actually wanted to get. I read a book this morning, and I cannot remember the name, but I will get it for you. Oh, that's it. Teaching as a Subversive Activity. That was the name of the book that I was reading this morning, and I showed it to my youngest son, who's in the background over there. It's Radio Black. And we were talking about it, but basically it says what you're learning in school is just how to guess what the teachers want you to say. So you're not really learning any facts, any real skills, anything you're guessing. What do the teachers want us to say? So when you leave, you learn how to trust the establishment more than your own opinion.
That's right.
And if you see where our children are right now, they're not interested. Well, they said it's cool. They said the main issue is sexism and not to worry about race, even though they're kicking us up and down in the street. They told me not to worry about it, so hey, let's not worry about it. But little by little, there is no way around this. We're going to have to take control, take responsibility for ourselves, build our own institutions, and in truth, once we get serious with this funding, Cheryl, that's what we're going to go after this year.
Listen, there's no long thing about this. We've been
You said
talking,
that
you
for a
know,
hot minute,
I haven't,
no
have
long
I?
thing.
No long thing. It's like, that's the main thing that we need. Our children, when we're in our own environment, our children thrive. Even when we enter their environment, our children thrive. From the age of 0 to 11, our children thrive. They outdo all of their children, bar none. So we know that parents some of them are at home educating their children. However, what happens after that time when our children are in the school system and they do have the answers to the questions and they are putting their hands up, but they are being ignored and they are being penalised harder than anyone else. By the age of 14, they're in a PRU. So there's a blatant systematic problem going on. But now they're actually building PRUs for 6-year-olds. So forget about waiting for your child to get to 14, 15 and 16. They're building the new prisons for the 6-year-olds too. So let's just not get it twisted.
I don't know. This is going to be a bit dread now. But part of me feels like, well, should we not commend them? Because at least they're building something. They're building something for our children and we're not. They've taken the initiative. They have given your child a thought. You know what I mean? They've been sitting in their rooms, as brother said, they've had their secret ballot and they've sat down and said, you know, we need a plan for little Johnny over there.
Yeah.
And mum and dad have said, you know what? I don't know, but ASS Stone Love soon reaching
Exactly.
in London. So I don't have a plan, but they've made a plan for your children. If we don't make plans for our own children, people are making plans for them every day. And the statistics are just horrible. We go over them.
Worse.
And the thing is, what I've realised now, and all of us, why you'll hear us, because today's quite an animated show, but the reason it's like that, see this subject, when you've been at this stuff 20 years, 30 years, just trying to beg your people to come together and do something, and then you've got to deal with, you know, us being us. Just, okay. You've got to deal with our personal issues and our ego issues and all of that. And all of those things take precedent over the real problems that we're facing. And then it gets to a point where you're like, yo, we just have to find the true soldiers. We got to find who can we work with who want to do this thing for real. And we're preparing the ground for this right now. Because obviously, as part of the nation as members of the Nation of Islam, we actually have no choice. This is our religion. This is our day. This is our life. This is what we give our time to. And it's not for self-aggrandizement. We actually have to make a difference. We've been able to make a difference with our own children to a degree, as Trevor has a testimony to. But we really want to be able to spread that as far and wide as we can. It doesn't benefit us to just keep that among the few members of the Nation of Islam. It must be, and there are a few others. The Sower sect you can't really step it, because they've been at that work a long time, and they, likewise coming back with the good results. Our Cable and Revivalist movement, likewise, good results. And if I've missed your organisation, no disrespect. But y'all know, those who work, y'all know what I'm talking about. The soldiers know who the soldiers are.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
On the
So I
front
think
line.
it's just so important that we start just bringing this down. If you're not interested, you're not interested. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they play
You
some
know what happens?
heavy
It's like
dancehall
people
someplace. Go ahead.
people are interested because it doesn't affect them yet.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect them yet.
That's right.
Because that's the thing. If it's not coming for you in the education system, it's coming for you on the roads. Whether your child is a bad man, gunman, knife man or not, there is going to be one that will come and attack or try to attack your child who isn't one. So if we're not trying to deal with the problem from 0 to 11, which is the key age of our young people, by the time we get to see, hello. By the time they get to 14, 15 and they're angry and they're upset with the fact that they've been sent to a Peru, and they've been upset with the fact that they're disrespected and being harassed on the streets by police and all the rest of it, and then you can't do nothing because you were so busy at Stone Love or with the Brandy and Weave crew, then the problem becomes everybody's problem, because we're going to lose another child. Do people not see the relationship between the anger and our young, particularly our boys, the anger in our boys, and then the over-sexualization of our girls that's going on, which is being ignored with big man that's going on out there.
Age. Do you know what? So that just reminds me, just the last point that you said there in terms of that, because I think sometimes we're not actually aware of the stuff that's going on in the school and how the children change in secondary school. Because I remember being in year 10 and some of the girls had 25 and 30-year-old boyfriends.
Yeah.
Sometimes older men than them. And that's that they weren't messing with anyone in their year, because you are little boys, but they were going out with big men. But what I wanted to say really was, just quickly before we go for the ad break, is when we think about our community, sometimes if you think about fish in a pond, you can't care for your fish without actually caring about the water. And a lot of the time we're trying to inject our fish with minerals and nutrients, but you don't understand the fish is in water. So you have to treat the whole water. And I think until we get that whole collective thinking, we're not really going to be able to see that much change.
Yes, most definitely. But I think, as you said, it's quite right. It's that, and I guess when we came out today, that's really what we wanted to get across. So when we come back from the ad break, we will continue with this. We will continue with France. Feel free to give us a call. The telephone number I should do again, because every time I'm listening, I always take long to get it. It's 07539 968 143. And again, that's 07539 968 143. Give us a call. Let's have a chat. Tell us your views on this, on sexism. We're even going to have a little conversation about social media and how it's actually working for us. Is it a positive medium, and how are we actually interacting with it? So we'll see you back on the other side of the break. Don't forget, keep it locked to the Final Call Show. Keep it locked to Amiga FM 104.1.